Hmm. I'm going to tap down the Sultari champion. This has the best evasion, and I can block the Cavalier with my Sky Swallower. I'm going to take a turn off of attacking. He's at 16 life, so it would take a few hits from the Sky Swallower. It's pretty good. He has to pay 2, which is pretty nice. He's not going to have an attack here, which is pretty good. So Sultari Champion actually has done some work against us, I have to say. The combination of Spear of Heliod, Sultari Champion, the double Anthem effect has definitely helped him out in this game. Let's see what our draw is. Just want to clog up the board, have good blocks available. At this point, my life total is pretty small, and he's got pretty good evasive threats, so I just want to make sure I have a shot at winning a game. The Near-Hill Pilgrim has gained him pretty good amount of life. With all the Anthem effects, White Weenie can actually get pretty strong, so it makes sense that he's the other 2-0 deck, I think. I've actually played White Weenie to pretty good effect myself. Yeah. We need an answer to the Sultari Champion. Frost Titan was our answer. Yeah. Hero of Bladehold goes perfectly in this style of deck, too. I wonder if he'll kill the Garruk, though. Just curious. Wonder what he'll do. Yeah. Garruk down. It might have been a mistake not to just draw the cards, but I wanted to build up my board. It was correct not to play the Archmage because he didn't have such a great spell. I think we're going to go to game 3. Hero of Bladehold is just going to wreck us. And this is just an unkillable threat. Don't even want to show him the extra card. Stunted Growth might not be good against this guy because he's got a bunch of 1 through 3 drops. So Stunted Growth might not be able to hit him for the full 3. Let's take a look at our sideboard. We don't have a great sideboard, to be perfectly honest. I would like to take out Stunted Growth. I don't know what I can put in, though. I don't want to splash another color. I've got all these elves, though, so I should still be able to get off such an early Stunted Growth that it hurts him a lot. Genesis Wave wouldn't have done anything there. What I really need is an Indrik Stomp Howler. My deck really needs an Indrik Stomp Howler or one of the 4-mana green guys that kills an artifact. I just don't have enough artifact and enchantment removal. I probably didn't take that high enough. Opposition, I think, should be good against him. We have a bunch of good cards against him, actually. Baloth is going to be pretty solid. Deranged Hermit will give us blocks for days. Garruk Primal Hunter is going to be a pretty good threat. Primal Command, could take care of the Anthem effect, so I feel like we're pretty well positioned. We just maybe have one too many elves and one too few action spells, but Green Sun Zenith should get us a Sky Swallower that we need. So we'll probably have a pretty good stunted growth this turn. He didn't have a lot of removal, so hopefully this Rofellos will do some work. Just going to attack him for one. I think the stunted growth is really what we need to be doing this turn. I've been talking about stunted growth a little bit all throughout the draft, and hopefully this game you can see the power of stunted growth. Because, yeah, we're going to not only be able to stunt it... Ooh, Mana Tithe. That's pretty good against us. Yeah, I did not think to play around Mana Tithe. That was pretty bad. Well, I think now seems like a pretty reasonable time to play the Glen Elendra Archmage. It carries a sword pretty well. Let's see what happens. Oh, he lost some life. I'll definitely trade the Archmage for the Dark Confidant if he offers it up. We'll see what he does. Oh, no. Just wants to get another guy out. Let's see what he wants to do. This can't get lifelink, right? Yeah, so... Yeah, that Mana Tithe was actually pretty brutal. I wish I had considered that. Want to counter his Spear of Heliod, actually. Because he's going to play one spell per turn, so he'll have a sufficient quantity of spells in hand, I think, to make the stunted growth good still next turn. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to attack for 2 with the Archmage. Get him to 14. Play Oran Viper. It's a pretty solid card. You could have... Actually, the play was probably to equip the Fire and Ice, kill that thing, draw a card. That was probably the play. That was a mistake. So if you're yelling at your screen because I should have equipped Fire and Ice, killed this, drawn a card, that would have been much, much better. But I wasn't thinking. Okay, we'll take a card. No reason to get Forests now since Rofellos is in our graveyard. We don't really have any ways to get it back. He didn't attack. I guess he wants to block. He has 4 cards in hand. He will have 1. We're even playing around Mana Tithe. It's pretty sweet. So now he's got 3. Yeah, it's kind of a brutal play. Would have been nice to have the Oran Viper, but I don't mind trading it for Path to Exile. That's a pretty fair trade. We're going to have a Sky Swallower eventually, which should be pretty good. And he can give this flying in first strike, so no reason to attack with the Glen Elendra Archmage. No reason at all. If he plays a Spear of Heliod, I will definitely counter that. So Glenelg Archmage got a Spear of Heliod, and it got a Dark Confidant. He'll probably attack with this guy this turn, and then we'll get him with the Sword of Fire and Ice. Because he needs to get his damage in. It's not a unpredictable attack there. And we'll get so much value. We could even play the Sky Swallower, but I need to make up for my misplay earlier in the game. He could just concede to this as well. Because obviously if you play Sword and Fire and Ice, the only thing that an opponent can do is just concede. There's no other play. They just, yeah. What else can he do? He just has to concede. Because, you know, on this game he mulliganed to 4, you know, he lost a lot of value. He got 2 for 1. He got his own 2 for 1 with the Dark Confidant, and he got some value off the Mana Tithe, but let's be honest here. A Noble Hierarch wielding a sword. This is a badass Hierarch. I think Noble Hierarch wielding is actually the most surprising wheel, because it's such an incredible card, although, yeah, our opponent is also angry. I guess it makes sense that the Noble Hierarch wield in Pack 3 because people were more cemented in their colors at that point. So maybe there weren't that many people in green Pack 3 just because I did a fairly good job of cutting people off of green. That's fine. Don't mind. I've got a land in hand. So he lost 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, looks like, and I lost a bunch. Oh, I need to do this. So that's how you win. We lost 6 lands. He lost 5. We had another land in hand. We would eventually rebuild to get Sky Swallower online. We would be beating down with Sword of Fire and Ice. We had a pretty solid deck. Ancestral Recall definitely was a solid card. Green Sun Zenith. We didn't really get to show it off, but it's just a nice consistency. I think we used it once. Natural Order definitely gave us a lot of game with the Sky Swallower. I mean, even just getting an Obstinate Baloth against a red deck isn't bad use of Natural Order. It's not the best Natural Order deck. You really want Progenitus. You really want the Persist guy that draws, that destroys a non-creature permanent. So, yep, I won a Swiss MTGO Cube draft. Was not expecting to win because my deck was only slightly above average, I think, for a Cube draft. But we got pretty good lucky with our draws, and I think the deck was all right. I think it was okay. So good luck in all your drafts. Bye.